the? You mean another day passed? What about Samoa? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, happy giving thanks to our Father. You know, this may be a pagan holiday, but anything pagans do, Christians do better. Christians do everything better than them because we know the source. We know the truth. We know where it all comes from. So I hope you had a blessed day with family and friends and loved ones. And I hope that everybody's focus was on our source of love and happiness, our beloved Father, our Jesus Christ. The Father and the Son are one. And His work is why we can enjoy supernatural blessing here on the earth. So in our prayers today, I tried to get my family to focus on the fact that because of His work, the blessed God coming down, teaching, and giving His life. Remember the gospel in the first 10 names of the patriarchy. Man is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down teaching. His death shall bring the despairing rest. So we are appointed mortal sorrow, and the world is appointed mortal sorrow. They call it like Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. But we know there's a supernatural curse upon this earth. But the blessed God came down, and whatsoever we ask in His name shall be done for us. So we have a provision. We have a deliverance from the curse upon this world. And we can expect to walk in supernatural. So I tried to focus on that in our prayers today, in our Thanksgiving prayers. And I said, our Father came down, His begotten Son, and paid the price to wipe out that sin-caused death. So He paid for the sins. So now, if you believe on Him, you can have His blessing and favor without having to earn it, but just by belief. It's the righteousness of faith. So we try to focus on that, and just understanding that brings the level of love of our beloved God up. That our beloved God gave it as a free gift. That He loved us so much that He did all the work. That the work that we would look at that would be required to earn such a thing that we think we could never do, He says, no, don't worry, I've done all the work. If you just believe in me and trust in me. So I asked all of my children and all of my family, I said, let's just try to reminisce on the things we're thankful for because of the work He did. And so that's how we orchestrated our prayers today. And then I finished with my favorite psalm, which I'd love to read for you today. And, the Lord gave commandments and law. And you may know that a king, when it is spoken and written and recorded, that it can't be undone. Think of the story of Daniel when the king wanted to reverse and save Daniel from the lion's den. And when the king made the decree and then his own beloved Esther was in peril, but he couldn't reverse the decree because that's how it works. That's how the system works. So the Lord's word is unbreakable. He can make a new covenant, but He can't undo. So he always has to supersede and exceed what was written. And then whatever is written, whatever is finally written, it is. So when you find your promises in His word, you can be filled with joy. You can love what He promises and have a security in it. And so there's a difference between the hope, and the wish, and the knowing of His promise. So these are, in this psalm, this is Psalm 112. It's one of my favorites because it's His commandments and His laws being executed for my benefit, for my eternal future and for my security. And when I meditate on these promises, my spirit is lifted, my heart is lifted, and I just am filled with love and filled with happiness, and I want to share it. I want to spread that joy and love to everybody else. So listen to this and listen to the laws and commandments contained in this. Praise ye the Lord. Blessed is the man that feareth the Lord, but you know how I like it, full eareth the Lord. It's not an afraid fear, it's a reverence, it's a whatever you say, Father. And that's why I say full eareth. Blessed is the man that full eareth the Lord, who delighteth greatly in his commandments. I used to think that disqualified me because I thought, yeah, how can you delight in thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not? But when I understood the positive commandments, thou shalt not be afraid, thou shalt be provided for, thou shalt be healed, on and on. So, blessed is the man who full eareth the Lord, who delighteth greatly in his commandments. His seed, my children, even my spiritual seed, his seed shall be mighty upon the earth. The generation of the upright shall be blessed. Wealth and riches shall be in his house, and his righteousness endureth forever. Unto the upright there ariseth light in the darkness. He is generous, full of compassion, and righteous. A good man sheweth favor and lendeth. He will guide his affairs with discretion. Surely, he shall not be moved forever. The righteous shall be in everlasting remembrance. He shall not be afraid of evil tidings, bad news. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. His heart is established. He shall not be afraid until he see his desire upon his enemies. We might be a little bit afraid when we see, whoa, whoo. He hath dispersed. He hath given to the poor. And it's not just money. You gave of your heart. You gave of your love. You gave of your time. You gave of your attention. You gave of your thoughtfulness. It's not, the tithe and the giving, people think it has to be money, but it's not. It is your heart. Have you given of your heart? He hath dispersed. He hath given to the poor, the widow, the fatherless. Who doesn't have a husband? Who doesn't have a father? It's not just somebody that got divorced or had their husband die. And it's not just somebody that doesn't have their father in their home. This is bigger picture. Just like we can raise somebody from the dead and remove blindness and restore hearing and cleanse the leper, you can bless the one that doesn't know the Father. They're fatherless. And the widow who doesn't have the eternal husband. He hath dispersed. He hath given to the poor. His righteousness in Jesus Christ endureth forever. His horn shall be exalted with honor. That's just like Malachi in the story of Esther. They're going to exalt us and ride us on a royal horse with a royal robe because of our trust in him. His horn shall be exalted with honor. Now listen. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth. Now it says he shall gnash with his teeth. So it's talking about Satan. The wicked shall see it, not just the wicked, all the wicked, but the wicked one will see it and be grieved because he was trying to get you the whole time. But you had your trust in the Lord and you didn't let him. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. I'm melting. The desire of the wicked shall perish. So what a delight. Every parent can relate to me on this. We want our best for our kids, and we are concerned about our kids, and not a worry when you're a Christian, strong in the Word, but still just a strong concern that every step we're praying along and hoping for their best. And we have the eternal promise that our children, even our spiritual children, so my son-in-law was here today, and I said, you are included because you're my spiritual children. You shall be mighty upon the earth. Now, the superheroes, the Avengers, they're called the Earth's mightiest heroes. And we love that. Our family's big time superhero loving family. That's the reality for my children. That they will be immortal, so strong, so fast, able to fly, able to protect and defend and be super upon the earth. My seed shall be mighty upon the earth. What more thing could any parent be thankful for? So this day is passing, and even in Samoa, but that's okay, because this was not a as we would say high watch date for us, but this was a day that we had to pay attention to, because nobody knows the day or hour when you're alone. Who comes around to pluck you up when you are down, And when you're outside looking in, who's there to open the door? That's what friends are for. Who's always eager to extend a friendly claw. That's what friends are for. And when you're lost in dire need, who's at your side? At lightning speed, with friends with every creature coming down the pipe. In the back, we never met an animal we didn't like. That's from the Jungle Book. I love that movie. Okay, so this day has passed, but the Hanukkah teaching is so abundant. All right, and I must warn you all that I don't believe that the Hanukkah that they think is our Hanukkah. And I have a lot of teaching on it. I have some really beautiful stuff to bring out. If you want to get ahead of the group and read and study with end time vision on the book of John, the Gospel of John, and try to make note of every feast that he mentions. And if you want to look up some of the words, like the cities and the names, and if you want to kind of tune in to what that book is saying, here's the thing. I've always loved end time prophecy, and I love the story of the rapture, and I love the clues about the rapture. And Matthew, Mark, and Luke have beautiful clues about the rapture. And there's 4 layers of Hebrew understanding. And it's like the 4 Gospels kind of reflect that. So when I ever used to, so all along when I was studying the Gospels, I was always, really keyed into the parts about the rapture. And I thought, well, John is definitely the eagle, and John should have the deepest and most wonderful meaning about the rapture. And up until now, I had thought, well, John really doesn't talk about the rapture. So I thought, Matthew, Mark, and Luke were the only things that had rapture clues. And then in my prayers and supplication to my Father, I said, Father, am I missing something? Does not John explain the rapture? And then it was like he just switched the switch, pulled up a veil, opened something in my mind to see it, and it's like the entire book of John is about the rapture. And it goes from feast to feast to feast, and all of Jesus's miracles. It's the most beautiful scenario, and it really has a beautiful picture of the Hanukkah rapture, and then a little while later, the Passover being significant for the Jews, and then a little while later, the trumpets being the start of a tribulation. So I don't want to give you too much, but just kind of a preview. And, hey, so let's keep those fire burning, and let's go to our old friend Emerald. Hey, Emerald, what you got for us today on this day of giving thanks? Hey, buddy, what you got?
Oh, yeah. Today I'm cooking for Jesus. I made a bite. All right, now we're gonna let this rest, and then I'm gonna carve it up, and I'll show you the presentation. Oh my goodness, it looks delicious. You know what, folks? We're cooking for Jesus. Happy Thanksgiving! Thank you, Lord! Today on Cooking for Jesus, we're giving thanks for one of his greatest creations, the turkey. So abundant, so giving, so delicious. Oh, I wish I had smell-o-vision, because this is delicious. I hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving, and you're giving thanks to your Lord and Savior for all of his benefits. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. Who forgiveth all thine iniquity, who healeth all thy diseases, who delivereth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagle. Not like this here turkey, but like the eagle. We're eagles, baby. See you in the clouds. Toot toot. Here comes the turkey boat. It's in a football.
Those things kind of make the picture. Everybody can squat down if they want to. All right. Ready? I'm gonna put on the timer.
Where are you gonna be, Bert?
I'm gonna stand by the mashed potatoes, kind of leaning in. Ready?
Do you have glasses, Bert?
3,
He doesn't need one. He's
2,
got
1. Oh wait, let me see if it flashed. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. It's a movie.